White blood cells are just one of many components in our blood. Blood contains several types of cells suspended in a liquid matrix called plasma. The average adult human body contains around 5 liters of blood. Vertebrate blood is a type of connective tissue connecting the aqueous environment of the body with the organs and tissues. Blood transports gases and nutrients to the tissues and removes waste products from the tissues. Let's look at the composition of plasma. The cellular components of our blood are suspended in a liquid matrix called plasma. Around 90% of plasma is water. Inorganic salts are dissolved in the water. The dissolved salts help maintain the osmotic balance of the blood, which is important for proper capillary exchange. The salts also help maintain the blood's pH. Plasma also contains proteins. Some of the proteins help maintain the osmotic balance and pH, and others make the blood thicker. Other proteins help transport insoluble molecules that can only travel through the blood when bound to a soluble protein. Some proteins in plasma. One important plasma protein is fibrinogen. Fibrinogen is a clotting factor that helps plug leaks and holes in injured blood vessels. Normally, enzymes keep fibrinogen in its inactive form, so your blood doesn't clot when it isn't supposed to. When a leak occurs, a complex series of reactions converts fibrinogen to its active form, fibrin. The thread-like fibrin molecules form a patch-like network that traps other cells, forming a clot. Many clotting factors have been identified. People who inherit a defect in any of the steps that lead to clotting have a disease called hemophilia. Because of the clotting defect, people with hemophilia have excessive. Now that we've looked at the non-cellular components of the blood, let's discuss the cellular elements. There are 2 types of blood cells: red blood cells and white blood cells. In a sample of blood, there are far more red blood cells than white blood cells, which is why blood is red. The role of red blood cells is to carry oxygen to our tissues. The structure of red blood cells fits beautifully with their function. Red blood cells have no mitochondria and generate energy using. The other cells in blood are white blood cells. There are 5 different types of white blood cells that fight infection in a variety of ways. White blood cells spend most of their. The final cellular components of blood are actually fragments of cells called platelets. Platelets are cell fragments with no nuclei. Platelets are important for blood clotting. When we get a cut or bruise, a hole develops in a blood vessel. The hole exposes the connective tissue. Platelets stick to the connective tissue and begin forming a clot. Platelets start the complex series of reactions